Welcome back to another video of the Hockey Nation Live Show. Today, we're going to talk about the flashback NHL players. And we have Guy Lafleur from the Montreal Canadiens on this series today. So don't go nowhere. This is your hockey coach guru, Coach Frenchy, back in the Montreal Canadiens locker room for another great video about the flashback player NHL series. Like I mentioned, today we're going to talk about the number 10 from the Montreal Canadiens, Guy Lafleur. Guy. Yes, for many years inside of the building of the Forum, the fans, the Bleu Blanc Rouge, scream his name, Guy, so many times. I'll be honest with you, he was my favorite player. He was my idol when I was young. I played on the street with many of my friends, and I was trying to be who? Guy Lafleur. So, look, he make a great and big impact and for the French Canadian like me in Quebec. Of course, you know, after Maurice Richard, he became the biggest star for the Montreal Canadiens. Let's dive in and talk a little bit more about the flower, the number 10, Guy Lafleur. Here we go. Guy Lafleur, the number 10, wear three different jerseys during his career of 17 years in NHL. He played for Montreal Canadiens for 14 years. Then after that, 1 year only with the New York Rangers. And finally, he played 2 years with the Quebec Nordic. He was born September 20, 1951, in the city called, a small city called Turceau in Quebec, then the Belle Province of the Quebec. Listen, he was honestly a first overall pick in 1971, guys, by the Montreal Canadiens. And the manager of Montreal Canadiens that time, he was, of course, Sam Polak, and he became, honestly, the biggest star for the Montreal Canadiens for many, many years. He was a right wing, a 6 foot, 185, and you know, by the way, his hair. Honestly, it was great watching him skating at full speed. One of the best players during that time in the middle of 1970s, to be honest with you. During his career, first of all, let's dive in a little bit more about the stat. And first year, he played in 1971-72. He had 73 games, 29 goals, 36 assists with 65 points, 6 games during the playoff with only 5.1 goal. The second year, he played 69 games, 28 goals, 25 assists for 53 points. He played 17 games during that year. He had 3 goals and also 5 assists for 8 points. That was his first Stanley Cup as a member of the Montreal Canadiens. 1973-94, he played 73 games, 21 goals, 35 assists for 56 points. He played only 6 games, only 1 assist. They got eliminated. And then in 74 and in 75, he played 70 games, 53 goals, guys, 66 assists for 119 points. This was the beginning of Guy Lafleur as the big star in NHL. He has at that moment 6 straight 50 goal plus straight with 1 season of 60 goals, and also he have 6 seasons of 100 point in plus straight also. He was really dominate the NHL. 75-76, he played 80 games. He had 56 goals, 69 assists for 125 points. 13 games in NHL, he have 7 goals, 10 assists for 17 points that playoff. 76-77, he has 56 goals and 80 games, 80 assists with 136 points. It was his biggest season as a point and also assists in NHL. He had 14 games during the playoff, 9 goals, 17 assists for 26 points. 77, 78, 78 games, 60 goals, The biggest number, the goal he scored in one season, 72 assists for 132 points. He played 15 games in the playoff, 10 goals, 11 assists, 21 points. 78, 79, 80 game, 52 goals, 77 assists, 129 points. He has 16 games on the playoff, 10 goals, 13 assists for 23 points. And 79, 80, 74 game, he has 50 goals, 75 assists for 125 points. He played only 3 games in the playoff. It was the end of the Montreal Canadiens wins straight for Stanley Cup. He has a 3 goal, 4 point, and 3 game. 80, 81, he has 51 game, 27 goal, 43 assists for 70 points. And he have only 3 games during the playoff. They got eliminated also with 1 point. 81, 82, 66 game, 27 goal, 57 assists for 84 points. 5 games on the playoff, you have 3 points. 82, 83, 68 game, 27 goal, 49 assists for 76 points. You have only 3 games during the playoff with 2 points. 83, 84, 80 game, 30 goals, 40 assists for 70 points. 12 games on the playoff. They have a good run during that year, but they didn't win the Stanley Cup with 3 points. And the second graphics, he played his last season, 84-85 with Montreal, 19 games, 2 goals, 3 assists, 5 points. He decided at that moment to retire, guys. That's what he decided to do. And suddenly, the reason he retired, a lot of rumor around between him, a relationship with head coach Jacques Lemaire. We know they played together for many years, and the relationship between him and also the direction of the Montreal Canadiens was not the best, and he decided to retire after that season. Suddenly, 3 years later, he decided to come back in NHL, and he signed a contract 1 year with the New York Rangers. And he played 67 games. He had 18 goals, 27 assists, 45 points. He has, at that moment, played during that year in playoff with the New York Rangers. They got eliminated first round. He had 4 games, 1 at 1 point. It was his last point during the playoff. Then after that, he signed as a new UFA with the Quebec in 89-90. He played 39 games. He had 12 goals, 22 assists for 34 points. And his last season in NHL in 90-91, 59 game, he have 12 goals, 16 assists for 28 points. It was his last year in the NHL, and then he decided definitely to be retired as a hockey professional player. During his career, 17 years and 14 years with the Montreal Canadiens, he played 961 games. He have 518 goals, 728 assists for a total of 1,246 points. He played 77 games during the playoff with 36 goals, 21 assists for 57 points. He played 2 years with the Quebec Nordic. He have 98 games. He have 24 goals, 38 assists for 62 points. He played. This is a mistake, guys. He did not play any game during the time with the playoff with the Quebec Nordic. This is a mistake about that one over there. For the New York Rangers, he played only 1 game, and honestly, 67 games, 18 goals, 27 assists, 45 points. After 3 years, stopped to play hockey. This is pretty amazing, to be honest with you. During his full career, 17 years, he have 1,126 game, 560 goal. Is number 27 in NHL with the most goal. 793 assists with a total of 1,353 points in NHL. During his career in the playoff, he had 128 game. He scored 58 goals, 76 assists for a total of 134 points. He was a machine, to be honest with you. This guy scored point game after game. Unbelievable what Guy Lafleur accomplished. Let's go back about what he did all during his 17 years in NHL. Like I mentioned earlier, 17 years in NHL. Decided after he stopped after 14 years to come back in NHL after 3 years as a retirement. Get out of retirement. Then he has 6 straight season of 50 goals and plus. One of them is with 60 goals. He has won 5 times the Stanley Cup with the Montreal Canadiens. He won the trophy Hart Ross 3 times as the best scorer for the year. He won 2 times the Hart Memorial Trophy for the best player in NHL, the MVP. He won 3 times the trophy Ted Lindsay. He won the Connie Smythe as the best MVP player during the playoff in 1976 and 1977. That year, he has 26 points and 14 games. And then he was nominated 6 times as the All-Star Game participate. And then he was nominated also 6 times for the Team NHL All-Star first team in NHL. Finally, he have 19 hat tricks during his career in NHL. The most assists in NHL for the Montreal Canadiens. He has the record of 728 at that moment. He also has the most points for the Montreal Canadiens, 1,200 points. And finally, he have the most shot on the net for the Montreal Canadiens with 3,204 shot in NHL. Just give you an idea, guys, how he's really dominate the Montreal Canadiens record, honestly. And then finally, he has, during his career, he was signed as a UFA September 26, 1988, when he returned in NHL. The following year, he decided to sign again as a UFA now, not with the Rangers, but now with the Quebec Nordiques. What he started his career junior with the Quebec Remparts. And he signed, like I mentioned. Then in 1991, guys, after his contract of 2 years with the Quebec Nordiques, the Minnesota Star decided to draft him during his expansion draft. And then the next day, the Minnesota returned Guy Lafleur for the trade against Alan Hayward. But unfortunately, Guy Lafleur never come back in NHL. Unfortunately, at that time. So it was happening during all the movement in his 17 years in NHL. Finally, like I mentioned earlier, he have some problem with Lemaire, coach behind the bench during the 1984-85. Guy Lafleur was not the best player for the off-ice program. His talent, skill was unbelievable. He was not always there. The only thing that was great about him, he was showing up at the ring afternoon around 2 o'clock. 5-6 hours the game start. He was already the first player to show up at the ring. He's been that way all the time during his career. And of course, unfortunately, he was smoking and drinking. And he have a lot of parties and he's inside this body. But look, that was the time in 1970s, to be honest with you. Look, this concludes really the career of the Guy Lafleur. Of course, we are doing a series called a Flashback NHL Player. We bring 1 or 2 times per week that series. But before we leave, we want to invite you, don't forget to subscribe to the Hockey Nation Live Show on the YouTube channel and a Facebook page where we bring you all the updates during the day, each day about what's going on in NHL. And finally, if you like this video, please, we will really, really appreciate if you can click on the like. And finally, leave your comments. Tell me what you think about the career of Guy Lafleur. Thanks again for watching another great video of the Hockey Nation Live Show with the Hockey Coach Guru, Coach Frenchy. And like we do at the end of each video, of course, you have greatness inside of you. Have an amazing, great day, everybody. Et on se revoit un peu plus tard. Bonne journée, mes amis.